Good morning. So today I'm here to do a collaboration video between Gina Ahrens Designs and Shannon Green's Etsy store. And the what you're looking at here is one of Shannon Green's custom keepers, and I decorated it recently in a video, probably the one previous to this. So the theme and creative year was galaxy, and I did the inside in that galaxy format, and then I added some color to what was already a gorgeous design on here already. So if you're interested in seeing how I did that and what I did, you can check out the video before this. And our prompt this time was to use the keeper, show how we were actually using it. And what I've done is put some watercolor signatures in here. They're not sewed together because I want to be able to take them out, work on them, and then when they're all organized, I want to be able to sew them together in some kind of a journal. So right now you see just a couple of this front page is just got some napkin glued to it, and inside will be the page that I'm working on, and the rest of the pages in here are blank. There's many ways to use this. This size of journal is the one that takes an ordinary 8 by 10 page, and you can fold it in half and it fits. So that's I think that's very useful for many people. So and now I'm going to start the process video, and I'll be voiceovering the rest so that it goes by fast. Okay. So I decided to use this stamp set from Gina Ahrens Designs, and I believe this is stamp set 6. Um, the next few minutes are taken up with me just stamping. I had a very firm idea in my head about what I was doing here, and it was kind of one of those um, I don't know, more kind of art therapy than than uh, than just artistic endeavor. I had a very bad week with quite severe back pain, and I was one of the few things I could do that was making me happy was ATCs. And so I was in my art room, and even when I was still in pain, I was distracted. So I wanted to express that in my in this page. So I'm I'm stamping a bunch of these stamps, thinking I'm going to use them in this idea I have, and I don't use them all, but that's okay because I'll use them before in other things. Um, and I do stamp on tissue paper because I'm not a particularly good stamper, and I I would rather, if something goes wrong in the stamping, then I stamp another one instead of feeling like I have wrecked the page that I'm working on. So I decide that I'm going to make these blocks at the bottom um, a little darker, and I just take out some metallic paint and I start spreading it on, and then I realize that I have painted over all that lovely stamping, and I'm like, oh geez, this was a mistake. um, But as you'll see later, I discover after I've taken the set of printed blocks off the tissue paper, I flipped it over and I discovered that, holy cow, I can still see all the stamping right through the tissue paper. Yay! So I'm very happy. So that worked out. But for a minute or two, I was quite concerned about that. Anyway, so right now I'm mixing some PBO Studio acrylics, um, luminescent ones, and I'm mixing them with some high gloss medium so that I don't lose that kind of their kind of sparkly nature. And I'm stenciling through a Mike Deacon stencil. It had some words on it that I like, that seemed appropriate given the circumstances. So it says, art is just another way to express our innermost thoughts onto a concrete medium, where form, function come together to create beauty through color and shape. We put our feelings and experiences onto paper, canvas, and surfaces of all kinds, allowing ourselves to release and surrender to this all-encompassing force, this need to register what was today and what might be tomorrow, and what was yesterday and the day before that. So that's what Mike's sense. You can't read it on the page. It was the idea that you could be that you could put into the page how you were feeling. I know that's not new as an idea, but it seemed particularly appropriate for me for this page. So now I'm taking a little bit of white craft paint because I'm feeling like that pink is a little bit too bright, and I'm just knocking it back a bit. I didn't want to gesso over it because I thought I'd lose it completely, but just a little bit of dry brushing over it just knocked it back enough that it isn't, you aren't kind of wanting to read it. It just becomes a design in the background. So as you can tell, this video is sped up. Sometimes 2 times, sometimes 4, because it was long. This is a string pull that I'm doing because I want it to go on the page. And if you haven't seen string pulls, these are great fun. You take a piece of thread or light cord and you mush paint on it, and then you fold the page over and you pull a string out, and ta-da, you have a really neat design. So I was really happy with that. I had done it in metallic bronze paint, so it seemed quite suitable for the page. So now you're seeing me, I've torn off the string pulls, and I'm putting them down on the paper with a mixture of matte medium and gloss medium, because I don't want to lose the metallic if I can help it, and but the gloss medium doesn't glue very well. So I'm sorry I'm a little bit out of shot here, but you can see just at the edge of the frame the blocks of printing, stamping going on there with the paint on the back side instead of the front, and that looks actually worked out quite well. I was feeling like I could have named every one of those blocks when I was doing that. You know, all these things that happen in our lives that get in the way of doing the things we want to do and being who we want to be, and we're just very but you know, I guess I was also feeling like I didn't want things to hold me back, uh, and uh, and so there we are. Um, I'm just putting on some little decoration things that were also stamped on the tissue paper, arrows and uh, you know, they're kind of like segments, like half an orange, and they're um, I'm just as if they were like popping out of the from behind the blocks. Is the idea I was trying to express, which probably looks pretty obvious, I guess. Um, and I put on at some point I put on some liquid pearls from Ranger, and um, I did actually pick those liquid pearls off, at least the ones in the middle, after a bit because they were in the same place as where I wanted the words. And I don't know if you noticed I was using a stencil and putting some spirals in the corners there. That's also a Gina Ahrens stencil, and it has 4 images on it. I find very useful because you get like almost like four a bigger bang for your buck. You know, I really think she has several of those sets, and they're very I find them very useful. Um, anyway, so I'm just fussing with this at this point, and in a little while I'll put the words on. Um, but I wanted to say that I hope you enjoyed watching this and that you can find many of the supplies and products that I use um, in Gina's Etsy store. And of course, you can find the custom keeper in Shannon Green's Etsy store, which is called By Shannon Green. And there will be some more information, including coupons, in the description box below if you're interested in purchasing any of these things. I do recommend that you go over and watch Gina's videos and Shannon's. Shannon is very um, she's extremely funny and very artistic, always got new ideas. And these keepers that she makes are marvelous and sturdy and very versatile. So, if you're interested at all in this kind of thing, I do recommend them. And of course, Gina has tons of material in her Etsy store. Many of them downloads, which are inexpensive and lots of fun to use. I didn't use any in this project, but in almost every other project I've used her downloads. So here I am fuddling away with the with the oh my with the liquid pearls. I peeled them off, and then I'm putting on the words, which I tested out on several different surfaces and decided to go back to the tissue paper. So the words say breakout, and I hope that that's the feeling that I've conveyed in this, uh, mostly to myself. I mean, I shared it with you, but I'm really talking to myself when I'm doing this. And I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching, and I do appreciate it. And if you're interested, please give me a like, comment that I know you're here, and subscribe. That would be lovely. And you can, if you watch all the way to the end, you can see some stills, some a little bit closer up. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I hope you've had a great day, and that I'll see you soon, or sometime. Bye.